Welcome back to another video on the channel. It's IKonic 3D Studios, and I'm literally in the studio right now. It is, I don't know, like 10 o'clock at night. And I decided I'm finally going to start working on my next model, which is on the trends-ish. If you haven't heard of these awesome girls that sing the song Golden. Yeah, this week's model is Rumi from Demon Hunters on Netflix, and this model is actually sculpted by Nico Figurines. I will link his Instagram and possibly his Patreon in the description so you guys know where to pick up this model. No affiliation, no sponsorship whatsoever, but I will say this model's sculpting is beautiful. I did increase it to 1/6 scale because the version from the actual STL files is 1/7, so I scaled it up 25% roughly, so it's a little bigger than like a 1/6 model, but it's the perfect height. And as you can see, it I've already sanded it a little bit, but I'm gonna get outside tonight, lay down some primer and let it dry overnight, and so I can start painting this over the weekend and hopefully get this video up by Sunday night or Monday. Fingers crossed, no promises, but I'm going to try my best. So I'm going to get out there, prime this model, and you guys will see that now. I actually forgot about the base out there, so I'm just using this high performance white enamel spray paint from Rust-Oleum. I had this sitting in my cupboard. I'm just going to use this because I did print the base in FDM, and this stuff is pretty thick, so it'll fill in the layer lines after the whatever it's called, the dry sand filler primer. I'm just going to use this, and then I will go in depth afterwards, but I think I'm going to add like a sparkly glaze over top of it, so it's got like sparkles, because the whole movie is literally like sparkly and glowy and cutesy and yeah, all those things. So I'm just gonna lay this down. I'm not even gonna show it. I just wanted to let you guys know this is what I'm gonna use for this. All right, switching over to the voiceover part and segment of these videos. So starting out, I'm just gonna pull out this blue violet. I absolutely love this color. Use this as a hair color on a Bulma model not too long ago, and it's gonna fit perfectly into Rumi's hair. And quickly, I'm just going to pull out this Game Ink violet color, and I'm just going to put this in a little bit of the shadows within her hair. And with doing some little shadows, you add a little bit of pinkish and purplish hue, which gives the hair an overall definition and volume, and this is the actual final result of the hair. Yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, nothing too complicated. But moving on straight into the next part, I'm going to pull out this sunrise blue, this fluorescent pink, and fluorescent purple from Pro Acrylic and Vallejo. And these are actually going to be my starting points for the actual sword itself. These ombre colors came out absolutely amazing, and I love them. And yes, pick up some translucent colors, or transparent colors, because you absolutely love them. Throughout this video, you'll kind of see me going back and forth between the airbrush booth and the main painting board and back to the airbrush and so forth and on and on and on. That's just the way I am. I don't do all my airbrushing in one step or one go. I like to split it up a little bit. The sword actually has a little bit of this white gleam within the actual little dimples and cracks within the sword, just like the movie does, and it's supposed to imitate some light that's actually shining through the sword. And I just used a Vallejo ink, a white ink for this, thinned it down with some water, but ended up mixing a little bit of actual standard white from Vallejo as well, just to add a little bit more pigment because the white ink was drying up and was a little bit too transparent for my taste. With the actual sword part done, I'm going to move over to the hilt, and I'm going to pull out a polished gold and a blue from Vallejo. These were very vibrant colors, and I really like them. These are the colors that I chose. Just know hand brushing gold takes a lot of coats. I did 4 or 5 coats of the gold to get it really thick, but that blue that I used was fantastic, and yeah, good blue. Their game color series is fantastic, and I have nothing bad to say about it. And I'm just going to lay down some of that gold, the polished gold, over her little flowy hair tie that swings around in the entire movie, and yeah, it's just a gold hair tie. And moving back over to the airbrush booth, I'm going to pull out an Athena skin, and I'm going to do these skin tones just slightly a little different. I'm not going to lay down a zenithal highlight. I'm not going to do a pink base or a red ink. I'm just going to jump straight into this Athena skin. And that's just because I wanted to try something different for once, see if the highlight tones are a little bit different by doing this, but also with anime characters, their skins are usually pretty monotone without a lot of depth, so I'm just going to apply this Athena skin over this whole model and then build up my skin coats from there. And next up is Sunny Skin Tone as well. This is going to be my mid-tones, or more so my actual base tone, I would say, of the entire model, the main skin tone. So I'm going to lay this down, and I'll build it up from here. And my highlight tone, or overall the main skin color of most animation skins, is just basic skin flesh from Vallejo. I'm gonna lay this down, not too thick, not too thin, just like the perfect amount, and just pretty much put this all over the model, but leaving some of that pink behind as well, just to add a little bit of shadows. I don't want it to be too boring looking, but I also don't want it to be too white. That's all I gotta say. Good skin tones. They came out really good, and I'm happy with them. Alright, moving over to the boots. So I'm going to pull out just a white, and this is going to be my foundation for the stripe on the boots, which is red. So always want to lay down a white or a pink before you lay down red, just so the red isn't dark as all could be dark, and it's actually just a red without having to worry about it. And here's that red I was talking about, just basic Vallejo red, and I'm going to use this for the stripe on the boot. I did 1, maybe 2 coats of this, just to make sure it was really solid without being too streaky. Red, whites, yellows have the tendency to be pretty streaky when you don't airbrush them, so just a heads up in case you haven't done this before. And this is going to be my metallic of choice for literally the entire model. It's just a Vallejo silver metallic set. I'm just going to use this literally for all of the zippers and buttons and everything else that's over this entire model, as well as the little thing on the front of the shoe. And crossing over to what I literally just did in the last video, my Taki video, was I laid down this polyurethane matte varnish over latex, and it kind of gives it a shiny effect without being way too shiny. I find that satin is obviously way too satin, but when you hand brush this matte, it kind of leaves like a nice glossy finish without being like in your face glossy, even after it dries. So this is my choice of coloration for the boots to give them that shine that I'm looking for. And as you can clearly see here, I'm just going to move over swiftly to her little fingernails, which I'm just going to use that same blue-violet that I've used for the hair. Yep, easy. And then I'm just going to put that matte gloss over top of it to give it a little shine. Moving into the parts that start to literally take me forever, which I'm going to start out with the pants. I'm just going to use this magenta, and this is going to be for the stripes all over Rumi's pants. Enough said. Did 2 coats of this to make it nice and thick, and yeah, like I said, enough said. Using that same silver metallic, I'm just gonna put it on all of the little zippers and the little buttons, and yeah, that's it. I'm also in this clip gonna lay down the little purple thing that's on her or attached to her little hip, as well as use that polished gold. I'm using all the colors that I previously used, such as that blue violet and the polished gold over top of it on the little ring thingy and her little bells that are hanging and jiggling in the air. Moving back over to the airbrush booth, I'm gonna pull out a sun yellow from Vallejo. I also use this in my Taki video, and this is a really nice yellow for her jacket because her jacket on my nice OLED TV is yellow. It's yellow, and some of the renders show it more tan, but to me it's yellow, and this yellow's got a really nice orange tint to it to actually allow some shadow tones if you lay it more in some areas when you airbrush it. And yeah, just make sure your primer's white because yellow likes white, and that's it. That's the story. Good color. I liked it. It came out the way I wanted it to. For Rumi's actual little white shirt underneath, since I already laid down the skin tones, I'm going to put some silly putty over this and just use this Vallejo white ink, and I'm just going to go over her little shirt and make it white. That's it. And after taking off the silly putty, I can move on and put down the silver for her necklaces. And I mean plural necklaces because I legit think she has 4, I think, maybe 3. I lost count. Yes, just use a silver on this. It'll reflect nicely on the white, and it'll give it the nice shine and bling that you're looking for. Starting out on the legit shivers looking back at this. Yes, I'm gonna start out with the 8-hour jacket. I'm gonna put down a Pro-Acrylic black because this is the nicest, thickest black that I have, that I just need 1 coat and it covers everything. Good color, love this color. Pick it up if you don't have it because it's a beast in your arsenal of paints. For the Rumi actual lettering on the front of her jacket, I'm going to do that red and Vallejo metal medium. I'm going to mix these together to give it a nice shiny effect. Alright, stay along for the ride because I'm just going to start whipping colors out here. I'm going to pull out a dark sand because this is one of the base tones for the back of her little patch that says Rumi on the front of her jacket. Yes, literally dark sand is half the color of this with the red on the other side. Pulling out that magenta that I used. This is where I'm actually gonna start laying down some magenta on this yellow, which is great because pink likes yellow and yellow likes pink, and they go well together. And using that metallic silver, I'm just gonna go over all the zippers like I did before. Easy color. Just use a small brush and you'll be good to go. I'm just going to use a Vallejo white to go over the little medium section on her little badge and then outline her Rumi in that pro acrylic black. Next color up is Burnt Red from Vallejo. Recently picked this up at Hobbytown, and I love this color. It literally fits the color of her jacket perfectly because it's not too pink, but it's not too red. It's like that perfect brownish happy medium. Really like this color. Flying through colors here, I'm going to pull up the Aquamarine from Vallejo, and I'm going to start putting this on all the little inseams on the jacket. Like I said, this jacket literally took me 7 to 8 hours because there is a lot of little lines, especially once I get to the sleeves. The front of the jacket was the easy part, and that's all I'm really going to say. And this part is where, yeah, this is the long part. I literally think the whole jacket was like 70, almost 80 gigs worth of video footage, but I'm literally just gonna start using all the colors that I have on my wet palette already, which is the black from Pro Acrylic, the magenta, the blue violet. I'm also gonna use some metallic red medium mixture that I did, and the aquamarine as well. And I'm just gonna do these on both sides of these sleeves. Just to throw another color at everybody, I'm going to pull out this Nocturna's Blueberry, which is a little bit of a lavenderish purple, which it's separate from the blue violet that's right above it, as you can see. It's just another color to my list of already a million other colors. And next up, you want to talk about a saving grace of all colors that you could possibly have. Pick up Deck Tan. I'm going to use this for the white stripes, and I'm quoting this on white because Deck Tan is definitely not white, but it actually fills in what you're trying to do and what I was trying to do very nicely, where it actually, because of the yellow undertone, actually is a lot brighter than what Deck Tan normally would be. So I'm going to do a layer of this, patch up a couple of spots with another layer, and you'll be good to go. Good color. Love this color. Pick it up if you don't have it, because it is better than white every single day of the week. Blue and red and white. Yes, I'm actually going to use an ivory for these. These are actually the South Korean flag colors, which are on her sleeve. Don't get them confused with America's colors, even though they're similar. They're actually the color of South Korea. Yeah. Next color I throw at you is this light yellow, and I'm just going to use this over the little sleigh patch that's on her thing, because sleigh, or yeah, yes, they slay demons. That's the point of the movie. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking at this point. And at the time of painting this, it was quite literally like Sunday night at like 12:30 in the morning. So yeah, I was tired and I still had to wake up for work at 5 a.m. So anyways, enough talking about that. We're gonna move on to the portrait, which I'm gonna use highlight skin for the eyes. Yeah, highlight skin, good color, perfect eye color, hard to replace, but unfortunately the only way to get it is on a set. So boohoo, it sucks, but it's a good color skin set anyway to have. And you get this highlight skin, good color. After laying down the pupil part of the eye with a black, I'm just going to use this burnt umber because at the beginning of the movie, her eyes are literally brown. They are not golden in this version, and they're not golden until the end of the movie. No spoilers if you haven't seen it. And then I'm just going to color the inside of the eye again with a big black pupil, like the movie. And then I'm going to use a Army Painter's matte white for the specular highlight. And then I'm just going to put a gloss varnish over top of it to add it, make it look very glossy. Imagine this, Vallejo literally makes a color called lipstick. LOL, it's literally the perfect color for her lips, and this is the color that I chose to do it in. And then added a gloss varnish over top of it that I used on the eyes. Yes, this lipstick's perfect. Perfect color. It's good, and it looks good. Just choose the right brush, because I did not, and I messed them up a little bit. Yeah, pulling up that blue violet again. I'm going to use this for her eyebrows. Those bushy little caterpillars above her eyes. Yes, I'm going to use this to do that. I'm also going to use some of the purple and magenta that I have on my wet palette as well and do the little wing thing, yeah, that's above her eyes. And then I'm going to do a little super wet version of some gold above her as well, just so she has a little bit of depth like the render and like the movie. Ooh, I can breathe a little bit because literally I'm gonna slap her little head on here, glue it in, and I'm gonna put this head on the model and get our final B-roll shots, and you are gonna hear me in the studio room in a couple of seconds. I am back in my little corner. Holy crap, all I want to say is this model, as small as it is, I truly believe that it was going to be... I believe this was going to be a weekend project, and let alone the jacket took me 7-8 hours total. I pretty much had to freehand everything on the entire jacket. And believe me, it was not easy. Even using just the smallest brushes as you possibly could. Man, I've had a couple people reach out to me and be like, yo, can you make me one? Can you make me one? I'm like, I don't even want to tell you how long it would take me to have to fulfill 15, 16, even 20 plus of these. Like, truthfully, having to hand detail everything on the jacket was, holy crap, really hard. But honestly, I'm happy with how Rumi came out.
I have no complaints. Nico did a fantastic job sculpting this model. It's definitely one of the easiest to print by far if you do the pre-supports. Good for you. I scaled this up just a little bit, like I said at the beginning of the video, but he did a great job, and it's actually one of the only ones that I've seen that has this much detail in the jacket itself. A lot of other models have copped out some of the details, and a lot of people that have been painting this model have straight up just either forfeited the jacket, or they have just been like, I'm just gonna do little details here. I made sure I did every single line just how the actual animation is supposed to be, almost as close as I possibly could. There's a couple colors that I just didn't have. I didn't have like a lavenderish color, so I tried my best to match that. But honestly, I have no complaints with this model whatsoever. And I'm happy to share this with you guys. I know this is a really popular movie on Netflix right now, and I'm just hoping that somebody else picks up this model and picks up the video and says, wow, all right, here's all the colors I need. He showed everything he possibly could on this model, and I'm gonna give it a try. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna end this one here because I still gotta edit this entire video. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any comments or future recommendations, let me know. I'm always reading the comments. Until next time though, keep on painting and keep on learning, because you're never gonna learn enough, just like me. I learned a lot on this model, and I hope you guys learned something too. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.